Hi guys, it's me. I'm coming to you today with a fun little video about my Ancestry DNA test results that I got back a little while ago. I have been taking forever to make this video because I'm a procrastinator, and that is what I do. First and foremost, the background's a little weird and empty. I know we're moving and everything is in shambles, and this was like the clearest corner I could find right now, so that's why it's just kind of weird and boring back there. Sorry. Not much to entertain you with there. Let's see. Before I get started with all my findings, I want you guys to take and write in the comments below, take a guess as to what you think my ethnicity is. Good luck, because I'm wrong on what I thought I was, or at least, well, kind of wrong. I don't know, you'll see. So go ahead, leave a comment, tell me what you think I am, and then see if you're right or wrong by the end of this video. So I decided to do the Ancestry DNA test result thingy because I have been obsessed with genealogy lately. I dabble in it. I'm not by any means an expert. Yeah, that's just not me. But at the same time, it's kind of a sideline hobby for me. I had researched a lot into my mother's side of the family just because I'm able to go back document-wise with her, and I couldn't really do that with my dad. The furthest I got was the marriage certificate between my grandmother and my grandfather. So going into this, I grew up thinking that my mom was mostly Irish and German with a tad bit of French and Swedish in there. I had documentation from birth certificates and stuff from Ellis Island and such that actually kind of spoke that there was a little bit of Armenian. One of my ancestors came over from Armenia. I'm not too sure what generation that was or anything like that, but that was one thing that popped up that we didn't necessarily know, but I was able to find out through Ancestry, free trial thing. And then another thing that kind of didn't fit what we were told was that I researched our surnames, and my grandmother's maiden name was Atzel. And when I researched the name Atzel, it came up as Hungarian, specifically Jewish Hungarians. So that was pretty cool because she was already told that it was German, but apparently it's not. And as far as my dad's side of the family, he is 100% Puerto Rican. He was born and raised there. His parents, his grandparents, his great-grandparents, they all came from Puerto Rico. But as we all know, Hispanic is not really an ethnicity. It's not really a race, just because it's a melting pot of different cultures. Asian, Native American, Spaniards, African, like all of that can be considered, Hispanic. So I didn't really know. He had an idea. So here's my little munchkin right here. Hi, kitty patootie. So, yeah, my dad had an idea that his family came over from Spain. Oh, hi, puppy.
Hi.
Hi. We're sitting on the floor, huh? You're like, what are you doing? Your chair's back there. That's gross. Okay. Yeah, he had an idea that his family came over from Spain. Didn't know when, didn't know what generation or anything like that. So, yeah. So now I can go into the actual test result. So the actual test results, don't kick that, you'll kick the computer, came back, and I'm just going to go alphabetically. My highest percentage was 20%, and that just goes to show how mixed I am of different stuff. I'm just a melting pot of cultures. Huh. So, okay, alphabetically, 6% of my DNA is African, which I was a little surprised by just because I'm so freaking pale. But makes sense just because Puerto Rico was invaded by the Spaniards and conquered by the Spaniards and slave trade and stuff like that. Like, that all makes sense. So the African that popped up on my test results was 5% was from North Africa, which consisted of Morocco, Western Sahara, Algeria, Libya. And then 1% was from Senegal. Following Africa was the Americas, North, Central, South America. And that, of course, was Native American, which they cannot pinpoint tribe or region or anything more than that. Which kind of sucks, I'll be honest. Like, I wish I could kind of pinpoint the countries a little bit better. But, I mean, given that my dad's from Puerto Rico, that the Spaniards conquered Puerto Rico, the people that lived there were the natives, the Tanao, or I'm butchering that. I'm very sorry. I think it's Tanao. Tenio. I can't pronounce that. I don't know how to say it properly, so excuse my pronunciation of that. But I can assume that that is the Native American that I consist of, and I'm making that assumption solely based on my dad's history, just because I'm pretty 100% sure that my mom is not Native American. After the Americas, I had trace amounts of Asia that popped up. Eastern Asia, and it was so broad that, I mean, basically it covers all of Eastern Asia. I couldn't pinpoint anything beyond that. And then after that was the largest grouping, which doesn't shock me, which was 87% European, and 20% of that, and the biggest chunk of my DNA, actually came from Italy/Greece, which that shocked the crap out of me. And not about, like, I'm not upset by the findings or anything. I'm actually really excited about it, but I never in a million years thought that the majority of my DNA was Italian, or that my dad, majority of his DNA was Italian. Now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense because he does look Italian. But yeah, it was just, it was a total shocker for me. And then after that was the Iberian Peninsula, and that was 17%, which is Spain, Portugal. That I wasn't too shocked about. Baby, no. Baby, no. Baby, no. I see you. You see yourself. Yeah. So, yeah. Then after the Iberian Peninsula was 15%, and that was from Great Britain, which consists of England, Scotland, and Wales. That was a huge shocker because whereas I didn't know really much about my dad's from my mom's side of the family, I was almost certain that it was mostly Irish and German, and come to find out, my mom is more English than anything else. And that was pretty freaking cool because I'm a xenophile. I love England and everything that has to do with it. I'm obsessed. I watch YouTubers just for the accents alone. So to find out that I have, what was it, 15% of my, oh, sorry. Yeah, 15% of my DNA coming from there is pretty freaking awesome. Following that, I had 12% Irish. So that was pretty cool because I knew that much. Then I had a whopping 9% from Eastern Europe, which consisted of Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Austria, Russia, Hungary, Slovenia, Romania, Serbia, Ukraine, Belarus, Moldova, Lithuania, Latvia, Bosnia, and I cannot pronounce it. Herzegovina? I feel like I've heard this word before, and I just cannot pronounce it. Croatia. Yeah. So, whatever that is. I suck at pronunciations. Let's just keep it at that. So, I'm assuming that's probably the Hungarian that is in my system. I mean, it could be a smattering of the other countries as well, but I'm just assuming that it's Hungarian. So that was pretty interesting. And then Scandinavia was 6%, which is my Swedish. Makes sense, complete sense. And then I was only 6% Western European, and that was from Belgium, France, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Luxembourg, and Liechtenstein. Which the French and German, I mean, I already knew. I thought that I was more of those two, more German, more than anything else like that. But I guess, according to my DNA, I'm not as German as I thought I was. And then I had trace amounts from European Jewish, which came in from Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, Russia, Hungary, and Israel. So that Hungarian Jewish last name makes sense now. And this just kind of, solidifies the findings that I found. And then 1% was from Finland/Northwest Russia. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then last, but certainly not least, because a whopping 3%, I know, huge amounts, 3% of my DNA came from the Middle East, which consisted of Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, Yemen, Lebanon, and Israel. And that was pretty freaking shocking because I did not think that I was Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern at all. More importantly, if I do the breakdown, and if I did this correctly, which again, I'm not a genealogist, and I could be getting this completely wrong with the way that I'm dividing it, but in my mind it makes sense. This puts my dad being African, Native American, Italian, Spanish, Asian, and he's the one with the Middle Eastern in him, because all those added up together give me that 50%, and then the other stuff that I knew that my mom was already from makes my mom British, Irish, Eastern European, Scandinavian, Western European, European Jewish, and Finnish/Northwest Russian. So the breakdown is pretty, I could kind of guess. Without my parents actually doing the test, I can't really find out. Don't bite her, that's not nice. I can't really find out exactly if I'm guessing or assuming that I got certain things from a certain parent, but it would make sense. Anyway, I was extremely shocked by some of those findings, especially considering that my mom is not exactly who I thought she was, or at least made up of what I thought she was. Where are you going? So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, definitely worth the money. I really would like my husband to get his testing done, just because then we could kind of have more of an idea of what you guys are made up of. I can kind of guess. You at least know half of you. Just split everything I have in half. But that's really cool. You guys would probably be more German and Irish and English than I am, just because Daddy's got more. That's beautiful. But it's just really cool to figure out. I want them to have their little... So yeah, I found the findings to be really exciting, really interesting, and I'm happy with what I found. Shocked. I definitely think I got my money's worth on that one, just because it definitely opened my eyes that, I'm not exactly what I thought I was, and makes sense as to why I kind of look the way I do, I guess, because I'm just a mixture of everything. I think on a side note, I found it really interesting that I kind of, both sides of my family seem to have had some Israeli in their blood, or I guess I should say Middle Eastern in their blood, was kind of interesting. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a good old thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you maybe guessed right, or if you totally and completely were off, kind of like I was. Yep, that's pretty much it. I will see you later this week with another video.